Mechelen, Belgium, June 2008. The former capital of the Low Countries was the meeting point of teachers and others involved in the MELT project summer school. The aims of this summer school were to bring together the different groups that have been working on the MELT project. The first focus group of expert teachers, the second pilot group of practitioners from schools who've been using the MELT portal in their work, and the evaluators and leaders of the project. They came to share their experiences and evaluate the work so far so that their feedback can be used to improve the system.
Teachers, if they go to the MELT portal, they can type in a keyword and then they could find some learning resources which they could use one-to-one in their lessons. What I have already mentioned is it would also be good to perhaps give some didactic hints. How can you use these learning objects in the lesson? Because then it's much easier for a teacher to integrate it if a teacher perhaps has to do a lesson for another teacher who is ill.
What kind of features of the MELT portal are particularly attractive, do you think?
I think for teachers it's good to have a search button to actually only type in a keyword and then they find learning objects.
What about the rating system? How do you feel that is useful?
Well, the rating system is something very subjective. So, of course it's good to have a rating system because then you can tell, okay, teachers already rated it as being very, very useful or not to be that useful, so it's a very essential issue. But on the other hand side, perhaps with learning objects, which nevertheless might be useful for someone else, will not be looked at in detail if the rating is not that good. So it can be tricky.
Thank you.
All right, my name is Arta Niva. I'm from Finland. I work in near Helsinki, Vantaa, and I've been part of the MELT project since last June. We started in Tampere and been testing the portal, and it's still a bit in work in process, and it's worked pretty well for certain things. For example, chemistry, I found some really good stimulating learning objects. So I look forward to getting more resources soon.
Thank you.
So this portal is one place where people can go and shop around, look around and discover all sorts of educational resources, learning resources. The strong point would be, if there is enough content in it, that you only have to go to one place and that you don't just find learning resources, but because there's a rating system, you also have some information about what other people, colleagues, people who've used it before, think of it. You get feedback. You get feedback which may be positive, which may be negative, which saves you a lot of time and effort of finding out yourself again what's good at it or not. It should contain a lot of a huge amount of international resources, but because there are so many filters, so many details as to learners, the age group that's intended to be used with, possibilities, etc. I would call it a sort of online supermarket of learning resources, where you can not just find the product, but also a little bit of quality control because of the feedback, the rating, etc., and the experiences of others. And teachers are not just looking for resources or, let's say, scraps of material. They want to have maybe not complete lesson plans, but ideas, possibilities, what can be done with it, because people are very often not looking for a finished product. They're looking for ideas which might prompt them to try something new. And then, well, a word is one thing, but an example catches the imagination and may bring them further. And if MELT Portal has enough and international information, then that's one place to go to and be successful in a faster way than just Google it, because that is jumping in the ocean and trying to find out something.
The MELT portal. Now, at this moment, it should be developed. It should be made maybe by a larger group of teachers, much larger group of teachers, able to show the phenomena the MELT portal can give, or the features it can and the advantages it can give to the teachers in general, by showing how people think about the learning objects, how they have been using them, how they encourage other people to use them. And now...
You hear a sound of a person here.
So our partnership is really about an exchange of resources, which I think is the most important part of open resources, because it's about the collaboration, it's about the exchange, it's about the continuous learning, and it's so important to work across borders to do this. We know how important it is to do this in Europe. We have a great example in the European SchoolNet. We're not so good at doing this in the United States, but this is an opportunity to do something like this and to really bring the perspectives in a more global way together.
The goals of the summer school were quite ambitious. We wanted to get a lot of people in touch with each other from different countries, working on learning objects, discovering the MELT portal, discovering a lot of new approaches on working with these learning objects and on sharing them. And I think that part of the summer school was quite successful. So a lot of people got in touch with each other. People from Finland, from Hungary, from Flanders are building up new projects now and got a lot of new ideas on using these learning objects.